When you make a yarn over, you make it a little bit differently depending on whether you're going between 2 knit stitches or 2 purl stitches or a knit stitch and a purl stitch. But if you're doing it between 2 knit stitches, you knit your first stitch just like you normally would, and then you bring your yarn around again from the back and just lay it over the top of your needle and then knit your next stitch like you normally would. So then you end up with this little yarn over piece right in between your 2 knit stitches. And if you're going to do it between a knit stitch and a purl stitch, you would knit your first stitch, bring your yarn around again the same way, but then you have to bring it around again so that you're in front of your work to do your purl stitch. So then you would go in and do your purl stitch like you normally would. And that way, you just want to make sure every time you do it, you have that little piece of yarn right in between your 2 stitches like that that's not worked. And if you're doing it between a purl stitch and a purl stitch, make your purl stitch like you normally do, and then just yarn over around that right hand needle again, and then do your next purl stitch. But you end up with the same effect. It's that yarn over right there. And then after you make it, this is what it'll look like in your knitting. You'll have a little hole in your knitting. And if you inadvertently made a yarn over, sometimes that happens when you forget to carry your yarn from your front to your back when you're going between knit and purl stitches. But a lot of times you want to do a yarn over just for a little decorative increase. So that's what it'll look like.